Okay, so welcome back everyone. We're now having a look at our challenge day 5 question, and this one's on division. So let's have a little look. The question is, write a number in the box to make the sentence correct. So what does that mean? It basically means fill in the blank, right? It's the same idea, but it's a little bit a different way of wording it. It's important to think about all the different ways they can ask the same thing in exams, because they will try to do that. They'll try to confuse you. Make you think that you don't know it by asking it in a slightly different way. That's why it's really important to understand that when it asks you to write a number in the box to make the sentence correct, that's the same thing as saying what goes in this blank. What thing can we put here to understand this sum? So here we've got 30, and this sign we know means divide, right? So you will see in your actual, in the test which you've done, this will look like a divide sign. Let's just write it out. This is a divide sign here. So 30 divided by something is going to be equal to 5. So we need to work out 30 divided by what is equal to 5. And if you were in our classes on division, we really focused on teaching it via multiplication. That's a key way we focus on division, because division can be really tricky. So we know our multiplication tables and we use our multiplication tables. So here what we're going to think about is 5 times by what is equal to 30, okay? Because we know when you do 30 divided by 5 or anything divided by something else, we know that it means these numbers times together is going to be equal to this number here. Okay, so we times these numbers together to get this number. So we times these together and this is our solution. That's a really great way to read a division. So for this one, we're going to do 5 times by what equals 30. Well, let's have a think about it. We can count up in our 5 times table, for example. We know that 5 times 1 is 5. We know that 5 times 2 is 10. We know that 5 times 3 is 15. We're kind of getting close, but not quite. We know that 5 times by 4 is 20. We know that 5 times by 5 is 25. Oh, we're getting very close now. And 5 times by 6 is going to be equal to 30. So we found it. We've got a 6 here. So 5 times by 6 equals 30. There's also some other ways you can do it. As I said in another video, it's really great if you can learn your multiplication tables off by heart, because then you don't have to write them all out and think about them like this and count up. It's much nicer to just be able to say, oh yes, 5 times by 6 equals 30. We know that one. But another way, if you're a bit confused, is, for example, if you can remember this one, 5 times by 3 equals 15. Well, 5 times by 3 equals 15. Let's think about it. 30 is 2 15s, isn't it? 30 is 15 times 2. You do 15 and you add another 15, you get 30. So if we times that by 2, it's equal to 30. So that means if we times this 3 by 2, it's equal to 6. So we can get 5 times by 6 equals 30 from knowing just that 5 times by 3 is 15. We've just doubled these last two numbers in our times table. So that's another way to do it if you can't remember all of your times tables at the time. Okay, thanks so much for your attention, everyone.